Good afternoon and welcome to Relay for Life North Country, Disney's Wish Upon a Cure. I'm very excited to be with all of you today, and I'm looking forward to celebrating with each and every one of you. A few housekeeping duties before we start. The main restrooms are in the recreation building, a portable behind the DJ tent, and 2 in the very back field. No walking, between 7 and 7:30, which is our advocacy event. Nice costumes. No walking between 9 and 10, which is our luminaria ceremony, which is what this is all about. I hope you have a wonderful time. And I lost my page. And let any of these people up here know if you need anything. We have, and they will raise their hands, Sonia Clark and Jean Marsh, who are your logistics chair. Linda Smith, who's your luminaria chair. Kaylee Heath, back there, who is your online chair. Tammy Toll and Corinne Toll, who are your team recruitment. Penny Driscoll and Casey Dowling, who are your survivor and caregiver chairs. Susan Ann Wall and Amy Wall, who are your mission chairs. And Susan today is also our event photographer. Pam Queen is our advocacy. Nate Heath is our youth. And the token male. He deserves it, believe me. Bridget Gilroy and Sam Sheraton are from your American Cancer Society. Each one of us here has a personal reason for being involved with Relay. Did you also know that you personally have helped those that we love who have cancer get help, support, and resources that they need to get well? What you have done throughout the year and are celebrating here today is you gave more than 16,500 cancer patients rides last year. You saved nearly 50,000 cancer patients and caregivers more than $27 million in lodging costs through the Hope Lodges. You made possible the assist of over 1 million who have called the ACS 1-800-227-2345 number. You have also supplied free wigs. You have helped women, teenagers, both male and female, and men to look good and feel better through the Look Good, Feel Better program. Relay for Life North Country has helped over 89,000 patients get the help they need to understand their cancer diagnosis through the patient navigators. You help fund research with cutting-edge ideas early in careers. You should be proud, as 46 of these researchers have gone on to win the Nobel Prize. Since 1946, you have awarded more than $39 billion to research grants. You have worked hard to transform cancer from deadly to treatable, and from treatable to preventable. Although you are not alone, you are doing your part to make a significant impact on those facing cancer and helping to save more lives. We are not alone in our endeavors. Our angels in the outfield who are Tender Corporation, Abbott Rental and Party Store, Ink Mill Corporation, Union Bank, Littleton Regional Healthcare, Bank of New Hampshire, Garnet Hill, Union Leader, Burndy, Passumpsic Savings, Gene Smith Family, Willie Family, New England Wire, Littleton Food Co-op, and the Littleton Coin Company. And in amongst you, you have some really superstars. At the bronze level, you have Jaws of Life, who has raised $2,755.80. Also at the bronze level, you have PSB Team Hope, who has raised $2,997.83. Somebody give them some change. Nobody? UB Cancer Free has moved on to the silver level at $4,431.26. Weeks Medical Center has raised $5,274.46. Team All Saints is also at the gold level for $5,516.93. All in the Family is at the gold level at $6,200. You finally got it. Heart and Soulmates already have their gold level, but just for everyone to know, they are just under the sapphire level at $7,240. And now, Lisa's Legacy at $20,473.75.
Nice.
Your top participants, even though this is a team event, every team chooses to do it a little differently, but we do recognize our top fundraisers there. Mel Harding from Team All Saints at $1,245. Betsy Peters, also from Team All Saints, $1,245. One of our newest members, Brenda Burlock, Purple Passion for Vicky at $1,480. And our top fundraiser is Jennifer Connor, Lisa's Legacy at $10,500. And not to be outdone by any of us out here, we have shining stars over here in our cancer survivors too. We have been donated a walking stick this year, and our walking stick goes to a 15-year survivor, Ann Gilbert.
Somebody needs to give it to her.
Now, if you would all, well, you are all standing, so never mind. The National Guard, ROTC, with parade of flags. If you all know, we have Ali Champagne with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang loud, the bombs bursting in air, came through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Pastor Todd Goulet will be doing our opening prayer.
Thank you. Let's bow our heads together. O God of grace, today we ask for your blessing on this event. We are so thankful for all of those who are able to raise money for such a worthy cause. We ask that you would hold off the rain. We ask that you would give us just a great night. Father, I ask for a special blessing tonight for those who are survivors, that you would continue to heal their bodies and to help them as they persevere. I also pray for those of us who are here because we lost someone to cancer. Father God, I ask that you would help us. Give us closure, give us perseverance, and through this event, help others. But Lord, more than anything, we ask that you would provide a cure. That you would provide a cure for the smallest cancers up to the largest. We pray for those who have just recently got the news that they're going to be facing this battle, that you would give them strength and endurance. But in all of this, we ask your blessing, and we ask that you would be with us and you would help us tonight. Amen.
Now I would like to introduce Lisa Savard, our survivor speaker.
March 27th, 2009, I received a call that would change my life. I had cancer. My family had cancer. I say family because, as everyone here knows, cancer affects the lives of everyone you love, not just the cancer patient. This realization occurred to me rather quickly. I had 2 young children. They needed their mother. I had a husband who needed his wife. This was a diagnosis that touched everyone in my life. This was a battle we all had to fight. This is what I wanted to talk to you about today, the caregiver, the unsung hero in this battle on a terrible disease. I can honestly say I wouldn't have survived without my caregivers. the friends and family who were at my side from the beginning, encouraging me, feeding me, taking care of my family. My friend Jess was the first one I called. She was my first responder. Jess is one of the strongest people I know. She was a rock of constant support for me. There were times when she would pop in just to fold some laundry, and sometimes she would drag me out for a girls' afternoon, which always involved shopping. Jess is a big proponent of retail therapy. One time while at TJ Maxx, she noticed I was being stared at a little longer than she thought was necessary. So she announced in a loud voice that next time we came shopping, she was going to get a wheelchair, and she was going to have me push her around in it so that they could stare at her for a while. Now, I have to tell you, Jess is not a little girl. Jess is a very healthy, voluptuous woman, and I was pretty pale and sickly at the time, so the idea of me pushing Jess in a wheelchair just always had me laughing. I had Barb, who was my feeder. Every time she came to see me, she brought food. Then she would stand by the bathroom door asking me if I was okay while I threw up the food she insisted that I eat. She also had amazing eye-hand coordination. Barb took me down to Dartmouth for me to get my port so that I could have chemotherapy. And on the way back, I was feeling very sick. And all I could think of was, don't throw up in the car. So going down the highway, 65 miles an hour, I have the bright idea of opening the door and leaning out. And she had the wherewithal to grab hold of the back of my shirt to keep me from falling out of the car and drive and pull over at the same time. And fortunately for her, I still threw up all in the car, and she ended up cleaning it up. Nancy was my angel. I have never met anyone with such a positive outlook on life. Always a smile, a hug, a shoulder to cry on. There were many a day when I would curl up on her bed or on her couch feeling defeated. I was tired, I was sick all the time, I was afraid, and I'm ashamed to say, at times I wanted to give up. Thank you. She would hug me and smile and say, "Girl, this is nothing. You can handle this, no problem." After my first chemo treatment, I felt really bad. I was lying on the couch with my head hanging over the side, trying not to be sick when the phone rang. It was Nancy. "Hi, how'd it go?" She sounded so chipper. "I just had Drano injected into my veins. How do you think it went?" "Well, that's one down and only 15 more to go." My mother and father-in-law traveled up from Rhode Island to stay with my children while I spent a week in the hospital recovering from surgery. They took care of the children, the house, the pets. Just knowing they were there meant I didn't have to worry about my babies so much because I knew they were in great hands. My mother-in-law was an amazing help with my daughter. Kate was so afraid and really needed the hugs and cuddles her Nana gave her. Having her grandparents with her was such a help to her and a blessing for me. My children. Caitlin was 12 and Eric was 8. Most of the time they spent with me was lying in bed watching movies. We would cuddle together, turn on the TV, and inevitably I would fall asleep and not wake up till hours later. The movie was over and the kids would be gone. They never once complained. They were amazingly loving and supportive. Kate would always give me pedicures and manicures, and Eric always made sure I had fresh water to drink. All they wanted was for their mom to get better and wanted to help however they could make that happen. My husband. I don't even know if I can put into words the amazing man he is. He was always there for me, always supporting me, helping me, trying so hard to be strong for me and the children. He was mother and father for many months, always driving to one appointment or another. I also have to say I wasn't the best patient at times. Every time a doctor recommended a treatment or surgery, my answer was always, "No, I'm not going to do that." When a mastectomy and reconstruction were recommended, I was told I would be in the hospital for a week. I said, "No." After a 9-hour surgery, I opened my eyes and my husband was there holding my hand, listening to me demand he take me home because I didn't want to stay in that awful room they put me in. When I was told I needed 16 chemo treatments, and losing my hair was going to be a consequence of that, I said, yeah, no, not going to happen. When I was told I needed 5 weeks of daily radiation, I said, I don't think so. The poor man had more tantrums than I can count to deal with. Yet he was always reassuring me everything was going to be just fine, all while he had his own overwhelming fear to deal with. Fear I know he still has. He lives in fear every day that the cancer will come back, and it's a constant shadow that follows him around. Every one of you here can relate in some way to my story. You have either been a caregiver or someone who has benefited from having them. There is no one more amazing in this world than someone who picks up a sword and runs into battle with you. As a cancer survivor, I wanted to say just how important my caregivers were and still are today. How important all caregivers are to every cancer survivor. There would be no us without you. You all give so much of yourself and ask nothing in return. Your whole purpose is to help in whatever way you can. Your heart is so giving and selfless. The caregivers I mentioned were just a few among people who would ask how I was, bring my family a meal, or offer a few words of support and kindness. I remember when I started to lose my hair. It was devastating for me. I stopped washing it and brushing it because every time I did, more fell out. Finally, I decided it was time to shave off what was left. I wanted my close friends to be there, so it wouldn't be such a shock for them to see me without hair. My dining room was full. Barb brought cake in the shape of a pink hat, and a friend of mine shaved my head while everyone oohed and awed about what a great bald head I had. So perfectly round, no lumps and bumps like some people had. She then shaved my husband's head because he insisted if I was going to be bald, so was he. I needed the strength of every person who came into my house that day. I am so very grateful they were all there. Whatever role you play in the recovery of a cancer patient is a help. This event in itself is an amazing, wonderful thing. You all come together to honor and support those loved ones who have had to battle cancer. I also want to give a word of thanks to those caregivers who lost their loved ones. You are the ones left behind. You are the ones who have to deal with the loss and find a way to live again. The battle has ended for the loved one you lost, while for you a new battle begins. You are very special people. You made an impact on the life of your loved one, and you continue to make an impact by being here today, showing support, raising money, and awareness. You honor the ones you have lost and give hope to the ones who continue to battle. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Today we gather to recognize and celebrate our survivors and their caregivers and to support the American Cancer Society in hopes that one day we will have a wonderful world that is cancer-free. Of the survivors included in the crowd today, some are recovering from cancer, some are still receiving treatment, and some are newly diagnosed. We offer you our support, our prayers, and our hope for healing and a cure. We, the participants, family members, and friends, draw strength and great optimism from those that have gathered here as cancer survivors. Today's gathering demonstrates to our community that Relay for Life North Country is very passionate and committed to each of you and to the work being done by the American Cancer Society. Caregivers, we honor you for the love, strength, and hope you have shown your loved ones. The cancer journey is not one that anyone would choose to take. However, you unselfishly accepted the challenge, and we applaud you today. We will now read the names of the survivors in attendance. Please hold your applause until we have read all the names.
Lorraine Gammon, Linda Schneider, Jordan Schatz, Teresa Cody, Christopher Luck, Sandra Savoy, Tracy Lockwood, Debbie Piper, Helen Gibney, Atlas Howland, Tina Phillips, Ann Gilbert, Ona Raniker, Judy Fox, Ellen Melessa, Karen Kay, Arlita Eaton, Carol Brunholtz, Linda Connor, Lisa Savard, Donna Moore, Larry Moore, Pearl Lane, Annette Lockwood, Kathy Toll, and Maggie Farrell.
Judy Fox will now light the flame of hope. Hope that one day no one will ever again hear the words, "You have cancer." We now invite all survivors and caregivers to join together at the balloon arch for a survivor photo, and then, as you walk the first lap, start Relay for Life North Country 2014. Okay, and the first lap will be led by our color guard. A survivor reception provided by area restaurants will immediately follow under the survivor tent.
Hey, Barbie. Hey,